So they'll be calling you a radical. So, April snow. So, my grandson's little beautiful sister, it's pretty bad when we're all excited and start crying tears of joy when it's LL, acute lambastic leukemia, which she'll just be in the fight for at least 10 years, that's all. But it's survivable. You know, we're praying that it was not AML like Kevin has. I've been fighting the last 10 years, which is an acute outbreak in Utah. But we can't talk about that. No, God forbid. You know, no one cares about, I mean, look what we're doing to our kids. So CBS Sunday morning, this is important, has a piece out. Excuse me, CBS Good Morning. CBS. Aren't they 60 Minutes? So, talking about the dump, the Pacific Ocean, and how it's crashed, all the ecology ain't dead, and they're talking about all the DDT thrown in there, but they refuse to mention nuclear. I mean, the elephant in the room on Balco. It just goes to show you who owns the media, who owns the world. They've gone to all these YouTubers. You know, think about everybody that took off Fukushima. Why are they not taking on now? Because they bought them off or threatened them, or both. Fuck them. So, I want to say this to CBS. The tide pools were healthy in 2010. Video proof. The acute collapse that happened post-Fukushima. The salmon count, smoking gun. Record returns on the Columbia in 2015 on the Chinook. They go to sea for 5 years. Kevin Blanch, they'll crash in 26. Oh, they're down 95%. Now, we go 10 years. Now, in science, yeah, granted, all the DT, everything they throw in, it's disgusting. It's toxic. It's fucking disgusting. I'll toast that you watch it. I commented on it. The elephant in the room, I mean, the greatest mental illness in human history is the Fukushima cover-up. They can just kettle me. They can go after me. They will not mention it. Nobody will mention it. It's fucking mind-boggling. Full-blown out meltdowns, pushed into the Pacific Ocean, and there's no byproduct for that. My work has proven it. It's absolutely empirical fucking data. Scientists are mystified, they're baffled, they're puzzled, they're stumped, that's not science. In fact, that's the opposite of science. That's asymmetric to science. It just shows you what academia has turned into. It just shows you what science is. Corporate freaking bought and paid for, and it just shows you this selfish freaking me plague that has ravished this fucking land. People will do anything for money. They're not scientists. Look, my work proves the tide pools acutely collapsed in 2012-13. I mean, wipe out. The salmon collapsed on cue. The wells are going fucking all post-Fukushima. You can run regression. That's all any scientist has to do. Just plug in fucking your models into your computer system and run a couple million cycles of regression. This will deviate from the mean a million times, and the computer will do it for you. The models are built, they're out there. It will show you this something acutely radically happened in 2011. I mean, before it was hypothesis, Kevin Blanch's work. Hypothesis. It's not hypothesis now. 10 years of field work. So the police brutality in Minnesota. So it's being released now that she's done this before. This isn't her first murder. So she was on the advisor, and she was head of the police union. Police unions are freaking gangs. Police unions are there's nothing more corrupt than a police union. Nothing more. They're freaking organized. It's organized crime. It's like by the way, the police in New York City union and the nuclear energy cartel are in bed together. You do know that. Status King Cuomo, freaking Trump, talking like gangs. They're going to break some legs. They're going to kill somebody. A fucking real tough guy. I wish the real fucking mob would come in from Italy and take care of business. You know what they did to the nuclear industry? They're the same clan. So it's being reported she was on the advisory for the police board that killed a guy. By the way, the other one that he killed was white, black, white, brown. They'll kill them all in the manufactured race wars. Murder, she advised, now this is head of the police union, these two cops that had killed somebody, she advised them right as it happened. to separate and to turn off their camps. This is her. Unfucking. Now, if this was in Utah, they would make her fucking probably mayor, probably fucking governor. They give them medals and awards, and if you don't believe me, they pin medals on awards. Well, remember when Trump, the guy who stabbed that kid to death and murdered him, he lives in San Diego. There's a mass murderer roaming the streets of San Diego. Even I grew up in Special Forces. My father was a Special Forces Marine, nuked to death in the Nevada test site. Even the Special Forces comes out ahead of him and says, convict this guy of murder. Trump pinned a Congressional Medal of Honor on him. Think about that in this fucked up land. And you're all in. There's something underneath the surface of the ocean. But you're going to ignore the fact that there are multiple nuclear meltdowns pushed into the Pacific Ocean for 3,688 fucking days. You're just going to ignore that. Here at the water school that I used to teach at, that built the reactor. I mean, the Nuclear Energy Crime Syndicate. Let's upload this in here. AKA the Untouchables. Oh, they don't. I can't believe it. You're going to ignore it. Very interesting how this is playing out. When Black Lives Matter was invented on this campus, it was called the Post-Ignorance Project. It evolved into the William Mass March by who? Me, Kevin Blanche. But fuck me, ignore me. On the death of a white girl named Danielle Willard. It's an unarguable fact. The sign, the first Black Lives Matter sign, the fucking phrase, all of it. But they're getting billionaires. I get a leukemia bill for $1.8 million and slandered. Let's paint bitter butterflies on the wall. That'll solve it.